There's power in a drum beat on a hill above the sea. Power in the voice of a supporter. But it all amounts to nothing. Together we don't sing. There's power when we're not oases. And it's day go forever. Oh, town stingery. Valley and mountain, chaparral to the sea. And the colors of our rainbow, sunset, orange, Tory green. There's power when we're not oases. S.T. Lloyd, oh, forever. Someday, North County. Desert to islands. Come out now, you and me. All our voices strong together as we cheer on our team. There is power when we're not oases.
Welcome to the Loyal Locals podcast for this, the 26th time of 2022. I am your creative director for a little bit more, Drew Steck, and sitting next to me is one of our co-founders, Jerry. What is up, Jerry Jimenez?
What's happening, man? I'm so happy to be here next to you.
Yeah, this is an exciting day. This is
New.
yeah, kind of a thing we've done sort of before. This is the plan. This is how we were going to do shows all along. For anybody listening to this podcast since episode 1, this was the original idea, was to do it in person together with people. And the person that we would love to do it with in person and was planning to be here, except for extenuating life, as the last 3 years have taught us, and family is usually the most important thing. And welcome Leona Brockhoff, as well as welcome Mr. Steve, our president of the local, Steve Brockhoff. What's up, man?
Not much. I'm very sorry that I can't be there. The audience. I'm very sorry that I can't be there, but yeah, life circumstances. Even with the birth of my daughter on Saturday, I was gonna try to make it, and then I was like, it's probably just not a good idea to put this all on my wife.
This is why
even though she probably would have been like, yeah, go do it, no problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just not something that I could swing this time.
You can do both. You can be at home and with us. That is the beauty of the internet, the beauty of this platform, and the advancements we've made since we started this podcast,
Yeah.
I guess.
What a good dad.
What a good dad.
I would have been like, hey, sorry, babe, gotta go.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't. You're too good of a dad too.
Yeah, and you know what? My wife doesn't watch this, so yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I totally would have left her.
Hey.
Don't tell her. Everybody here. Shh.
You know,
Everybody just made a
you got
face
hands
right
full.
now, like I'm texting Nydia right
Yeah, it's
now.
gonna be, we have reactions live in studio. We also, we did the show together before, but this time we do have a little bit of an audience. Say what's up, audience. What's up, guys? Yeah. People hanging out in my living room. Everyone talk at once. Great.
Or don't talk at all.
Yeah, that works too. They saw themselves on the TV. They got very excited. They're very simple. We will be hearing from them throughout the lounge later if you stick around. So it'll be a fun little night here. If you happen to show up where we are, just come on in. Doors open. So this will be a fun little, jump back into memory lane in terms of those of us who've been here. The reason we're reconvening, the three of us, I'm going to be heading out in the next week to Wisconsin. I'm going to be moving across the country. Unfortunately, which means I will no longer be doing this all the time. I'll help coordinate the show and be running it from behind the scenes a bit, but I just won't be on mic or around as much, but I'll be an extra local. And so it's going to be kind of fun to document some of that here in the lounge again later. But throughout the show tonight, we really are going to kind of go through our normal show rundown, and then we'll have a fun kind of hangout with everybody. You can see the entrances and exits here. I mean, it is a full-on live show, so be prepared for chaos as well as we go through this half hour. As normal, we normally have a pretty smooth rundown. Now we're going to be into fun. Who knows what could happen? So, guys, last week in Loyal, I know that some of us have had more, better weeks than others in terms of the way that it's gone down, but we've got a game that was played. I don't know if we watched it. Some more important things that Steve was saying were going on for some of us.
I watched it. I watched it.
There you go. But it doesn't matter. It really was, a game that encapsulates the last few weeks, which was just futility. And we'll break that down a little bit. The weather extremes. We've just had crazy hot to kind of just a weird winter storms almost with the tropical storm while it was still warm out. All of that was kind of odd, something we normally don't get in this part of the world.
That was terrible, man.
That was odd.
That was horrible.
Like, it was just like I wasn't expecting my whole weekend to be spit on by rain, but then here it comes. We needed the rain, but at the same time, I think it was just kind of like a weird, like, they almost got us real scared. Like, you're going to have mudslides, you're going to have rain running. Bryce knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I was going to say, quick shout out to all HVAC technicians out there working hard.
Right.
Thank you so much for that
Yeah.
week. Because golly, man, that was bad.
That's when you're the most necessary person on the planet. You could be, you know, a firefighter for a person in a moment where you fix their AC and they need it like that. So that's, you know, one of those things where especially certain people need it to live for sure. So it is one of those things where, you know, thank you to anybody who did a service professional last week and a half between the rain, between the heat. And then, you know, we'll get into some fun stuff. There is some fun stuff around the club right now in terms of a new scarf. You know, that they released. We have seen a lot of scarves over the last couple years, but none designed by, you know, a child with a beautiful eye. So it's kind of exciting. And then, you know, looking forward, it's really about looking at this weekend's matchup. That's what everything is about at this point. That's going to be the primary focus of tonight's show. And then again, as always, in the lounge later. You know, if you're here for the show, you got to come back for the lounge. And if you're listening to this taped, the lounge is always available in its full format on the localssg.com as a member. It's one of your free benefits. So there you go. Let's jump in to the general run of the week stuff. Did anybody go to the season ticket member call? I don't know. I was not on it. Were you on it, Jerry? Did you
No.
know that it happened?
I did hear that it happened. I was not on it.
I did hear that it happened as well. Steve, were you able to join that call and or able to give us any information? Otherwise, Steve is
He's on the call right now.
He's getting on it. Tony,
Yeah.
we're going to bring in Tony Sanchez here. Tony Sanchez, our first guest, brought in the guest,
Oh, no.
guest hotline, line.
There it is.
Yeah.
Sorry, there was an echo. You sounded
It's all right.
crazy there for a second.
That was cool. Tony.
Actually, do that again.
We're talking season ticket member call, Steve. Were
Oh,
you
yeah?
able to be on that?
No, I was not. I was busy, and I will continue to be busy as I am still standing up and dealing with my now children, which is
Yeah,
still
it
weird.
sounds about right.
Were you on
Um,
there? Did you go on there?
No.
No.
So this
Oh, okay.
call happened.
See you later, guys.
If a call happens and nobody's on there, does the call really happen? That's all I'm saying. So that was the season ticket member call. If you're looking for more information, that's why you're a member of the locals and you read the Discord. So great recap in there. We've always got our great recappers
You
on
want to
there.
move
so-
this way? Get your head out of the bum.
Yeah, just get it out.
Get your head out the bum.
I'm in the bum. If you're watching live on right now, my head is just
Sorry, yeah. If you're listening to this later, that doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. We're back to the shenanigans, man. It's been a while.
I
since
told
we've
you
done
today.
this.
I gave you a
It's
warning. It'd be
gonna
crazy.
be ridiculous.
Yeah, we're
Can
just
you-
trying to get through talking points.
Can you hear anything that we're saying, like outside
Derailed
of,
right
like
away.
if Steve says something, can you hear it, Tony?
Yo, 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 yo.
Very well lip read those lips of his, I guess.
Let's go.
Nice.
Let's go. Let's keep that. Let's keep that going. Let's keep
Save
that
it, for
going.
save it for the lounge, buddy. Save it for the lounge. My goodness.
Someone's looking at lips. This is getting heated quick.
Hey,
Wow.
we're right by El Cajon Boulevard. Too.
Yeah. Well, El Cajon Boulevard's right down there. Take a stroll down to Lips. The guest hotline tonight brought to you by Lips on
Take
El
a
Cajon
train, take
Boulevard.
a plane, take a
So,
car. I
so,
guess.
so,
Yes.
so the line's gonna be I can't. Hey, Lydia, I can't go to Drew's house, but I can go to Lips to hang out with Tony.
Right. That's what's happening. That's the show tonight.
He said he's gonna go to Lips to hang out with you, Tony.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
He can't hear you.
Let's everybody go post show.
Here,
It's great. It's even
good.
better that he can't hear.
can
Hey,
I?
I
Can
might-
I?
I might-
Can I?
I
Hey,
didn't-
can I do a quick cheers for
That's what I was about to do too.
for Steve and for Drew, please? Like,
Yeah.
first of all,
Great
Steve,
life
congratulations.
events.
But Drew, man, we're gonna miss you, man. Thank you for
Yeah.
having me on this.
And in the typical show tradition,
Cheers, everybody.
I got myself a shot of tequila for you, Drew.
Nice.
Hey, thanks, man.
Salud, everybody.
Goes down smooth. So let's move on to like the team and what they did.
I mean, do we have to?
Yeah.
Okay.
So some of us took a nice trip up to Monterey Bay. We got one of them here, Jerry, in the audience. What's up, Jerry?
Sup, Takayo?
Dylan as well. Dylan gets the comfy chair, so he doesn't get as many shout outs. That's how that works. It was a good trip, right? Yeah, we lost, but it was a good trip. 3-1. Right. Just a trip to Monterey Bay is the road. Okay. Right.
What are they saying? I can't hear anything.
that they
you
went
said.
whale watching, and that was the
highlight?
because it was not the best of times. It wasn't the worst of times, but it wasn't the best of times.
Tale of Two Cities.
Sounds about right.
The blurst of times.
Yeah. Well, we had a whale of a game in that loss, 3-1. So I will say that is, something that happened. It was a game, and unfortunately, we played another game in which we also lost that match, and now we find ourselves still in a decent playoff position. But really, the recap at this point is: do you feel safe?
You asking me? No,
Yeah.
no, absolutely not.
Okay.
Do I feel safe for the home playoff game?
Let's just say the
I'm still
playoffs. Let's start with
still in
that.
Yes.
Playoffs?
I mean, that's
Yeah.
like 99%.
Okay.
We'd have to, but home playoff, I'm still feeling pretty good there. There's a lot of gap between us and fifth.
Right.
But do I feel good about how the team is playing? No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Right.
Definitely not. It feels like the momentum we had before that big 10-day break that was squashed with the 10-day break. So any desire I previously had on superseding San Antonio to get the first place seed and then get the bye is way gone because I feel like any momentum we might have going into the playoffs we need to maintain. So yeah, I would say it was not a good performance, and I hope a home match turns that around.
Yeah. No, I don't think that the last two games gave me any sort of feeling of comfort at all. Like clearly, right? Like what of that? I've talked about this so much, and it's crazy that I'm back on this podcast saying the exact same thing, which is why so many chances. Why can't the ball just go in the back of the net? Like, what are they doing wrong? They had opportunities, and I mean, penalty. It was frustrating.
I go back
It
to
was
like thinking like
frustrating.
of that one Seoul 1904 San Diego Loyal game where Landon said, "I've never seen so many chances created and missed," and that just kind of stuck with me. And since then, that's always been kind of the narrative when we aren't unable to score. It's just we had the chances, we didn't take them, and so at some point that just becomes a default excuse at this point, and. It just makes me sad. I couldn't hear what Steve said, but according to his,
I like the way that everyone nodded along and was like,
but according to his lips, those were sad lips saying.
"Give us the lip report." Yeah. We may have to go full headphones. This is the hybrid experience, being live/not
Do we
live.
have
So it
any
is fun.
closed captioning?
We should get
Give them
that
some
going.
headphones.
There.
We can plug in some headphones.
Yeah, we should just plug in. Everyone should share 2 headphones. 2, like 3 of you crowd around one, and then 3 of you crowd around the other. Yeah.
Not
So-
sure that would work, but
Yeah, I mean, it generally no one feels safe. That's the general consensus here. I think for the home playoff, I think we all feel like we'll get into the playoffs, right? We'll get
Yes.
another playoff game this season. It's just a question of like home playoffs, playoffs.
But even that, I mean, with
it.
how good this team has looked in times this year, I want more than just one home playoff game.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I want to,
yes.
right? I mean, we took it to San Antonio at home, the best team in USL. We went to Tampa, beat Tampa. Like, there's a lot of good wins on this team's record, and still we struggle against teams like Monterey. They beat us twice. Teams like Orange County, we can't beat them. Like, that it's concerning. It's just you don't really know what to expect out of a team like this. Whereas you look at a team like San Antonio, yeah, we beat them, but they consistently beat the teams that they're supposed to beat. And I want to see more like consistent production instead of just like. Oh, who knows what we're going to get this week? This week we have Phoenix. Are we going to beat them? I don't know. They're not very good this year, but what team's going to show up this week? I'm not sure. We're going to be the good Loyal or we're going to be mediocre Loyal? I don't know. I hate that kind of stuff.
Well, like we have, like you said, we've had some great performances throughout the season, but when it comes down to, and I can't help but think that it's a San Diego curse almost, where every team plays down to the level of whatever team we're playing against. So if it's a great team, we play really great, and most of the time, we'll win. But if we're playing a team that's not doing well at the time, it's not just Loyal though. It happened to Wave. It happens to the Padres, right? Like it's I don't know what it is, but we played down to the level of our adversaries at whatever time that is, and that's what it felt like, because there was no reason why we should have lost to Monterey. There's no reason why We should have lost to San Antonio. I don't think just the way that we showed up. But and in the
Especially
Going
San
into the
Antonio. We had a penalty. We had shots. It was 1-0.
Yep.
They are who we thought they were.
yeah.
We let them off the hook.
They are who we thought they were. I'm just going to do NFL press conferences this entire podcast, I guess. But yeah, that's how it felt. It felt like we had this team down. We were down players, not at our strongest, not playing well, and we still could have taken points out of the game. That's a benefit. But when you haven't strung together any points in the last 4 matches, that's really where you have a difficulty saying like that's beneficial or helpful to your team, right? Like that's the issue that we have. So the question is, if we play anybody but the 3 to 4 teams we seem to have a problem with, which are Oakland, Monterey, San Antonio at this point, then we'll be fine in the playoffs, I guess.
Don't forget, though, that there's a scary-looking situation that kind of looks similar to last year where you have New Mexico late in the year at home.
Right.
And so with them playing the way that they are, I don't know if, I don't feel confident in this team whatsoever. And, we can be just optimists or homers a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's just they're not playing well. And I'm just scared that it's looking like other years past and we're falling into similar just habits and just complacency. And you win 3-1, you lose 3-1, you lose 3-1, you lose 1-0. Progress, I guess. But that just shows some sort of consistency where, you're just losing in similar fashions. And I think it's catching up to them where they didn't necessarily have the team in the back where they had pure defenders. Yeah, sure, Metcalf goes down, but over-reliance on Evan Conway, being the utility player, Moon being a utility player, that's going to catch up. They're not playing their position, and they're not helping the team as much as they possibly could. So, I don't know. It's scary times in Loyalville.
Sounds like we could use a young and energetic forward. That would be great right now. You know who has that? SDSU with CJ Fodry, who.
Oh.
Yeah. Everybody liked that transition in real time.
The applause sign.
That was the slow right hand turn where you're watching around the corner to see the car come, and then you slowly make the turn. So yeah, CJ Fodry had a great week. Even though we couldn't score, he scored a brace. So shout out CJ and everybody who's supporting his effort at SDSU. But yeah, as Tony's saying, I think there's generally a lack of killer instinct, right? And so we'll talk about this in a minute when we get to the Phoenix game. But I think that's really the key takeaway is that we're just not. We had it earlier in games this season. There was games we normally would end up like this, right, where we lose or we tie. We've found the goals, right, before. Now we're just not finding those goals. So the question is, if it's not Vassell and it's not Conway, who else is going to step up? Or is anybody else going to step up? And so we'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, CJ killing it. We could maybe use him, but hey, he's going to go to college. Good for you, CJ.
Brandon said that they can use an Uncle Drew up front.
Using Uncle Brandon knows what's up.
Yeah.
Brandon knows how I play. I play like Vassell, but way less technically skilled. Just a lot more thrashing and a lot.
He's tall and fast.
Yeah, I'm tall. He's tall, and that's where the similarities end. Yes, more violence usually.
We need a Mexican uncle up there. He's like, Mijo, come here. I need to talk to you for a second.
Right. Hey, or we always talk about throwing chanclas on the show.
Yeah.
Somebody throw a chancla that way.
They need chanclas. They need some chanclazos for sure.
We still got to get that SG going. Las chanclas, the tias.
Yes.
With the chia? Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we're moving through the week here, talking about that SDSU game that happened back on Labor Day of last week. Reason being we didn't have a podcast last week due to conserving power. The city of San Diego had a massive heat wave day where they said, hey, don't run electricity. And we had several amazing hosts lined up, actually several of them in the living room right now. What's up, hosts? Yay! You'll get your minute. You'll get your time on the lounge. So yeah, they were fully prepared to do a great show, but due to us wanting to do our part to conserve electricity, and we all did, it really did show its part. So if
I
you
didn't.
look, everyone
I did not.
Hey, Jerry didn't, but the rest of us did it.
I did not.
So everybody's not Jerry. Good job.
So, I'm gonna be honest. Like that was full blast. I didn't get that. I did not get that memo.
I did not see that.
I didn't find out until later that they had it up on the freeway things, like conserve energy. I was like, I didn't even go out of my house.
He saw the locals tweet and he's like,
I
what?
didn't get that memo. I'm sorry.
Well, the good thing is you were off Twitter and you didn't see our tweet, and that means you were conserving energy that way.
Yeah, no, I was on Twitter, but I was not reading anything.
Wow. Well, I'm
you
trying to help
posted
you out of your hole. You took the shovel, and I was trying to offer your hand, and you just
sorry.
kept going. Yeah,
Thanks,
no,
Jay, I
I think
appreciate that.
I think it was a cool move. I think it was good on everybody observed, and again, thanks, host. We'll definitely have you guys give them some playoff gigs, some upcoming podcasts. So you'll definitely hear from them. But thank you to everybody for rolling with us. A lot of kind of positive feedback on that. Maybe you guys just didn't want to show, I guess. But we're making up for it this week. We've got some fun stuff, and again, everybody's here, so
They
we'll
were
be talking
already
about it.
hanging out here when I showed up. I just came and sat down.
We
I was
were
like,
ready last week, and
Sorry,
they've
guys.
been here the whole time. So
Yeah.
it's what's going on. But yeah, Saturday of this last week, so just a couple days ago. Again, why Steve is not with us in person at
Good day.
5:02
It's a good day.
a.m. Am I nailing this?
5:02
5:02 a.m. Okay,
Yeah, it was
6
an all-nighter.
pounds, 7 ounces, 18.5 inches. We have baby Biona. Yeah.
The sound effects. Yeah, she's a good. She's been great so far too. She's a good sleeper. She eats really well. She's been a really good baby. And Bryce has been the sweetest big brother. Things have gone super well so far. So we're very lucky, very blessed. We were in the hospital less than 48 hours. It was great. Overall, great experience. Lydia's doing great. She's a fucking superhero. The pregnancy was super rough on her, but she powered through, and here we are. So super lucky. Super
That's
lucky.
awesome, man.
That's good.
We're trying.
You just jinxed
We'll
it.
see
You
about
just
the.
jinxed
We'll
it.
see about the weekend. We'll see about the match this weekend. We'll see. We're trying, but
Hey,
we gotta
I'm just
kinda
glad
play it
she's
by
still
ear.
getting sleep after that penalty. I'm not able to get sleep. I just keep seeing short and to the right. And
We were watching
yeah.
the game. We were watching the game in the hospital. We had it on my laptop, and yeah. I wanted to. The baby was sleeping, and I wanted to scream, but I did not.
It's a good dad.
Yeah, I think a lot of people could have taken a better penalty. I'll say that.
I think Leona might have been able to at that point. So
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
yeah. She knows that you just hit them hard, kids. Hit them hard. That's no excuse otherwise. So yeah, that's what happened on Saturday. We had some great news there, as you heard. We had some other news that I alluded to as we recap before, and then really just to kind of recap here. I mean, we have what's going on in terms of Orange County this last week. If you're not tuning in, our rivals are unfortunate people that we have to play. By that I mean they're fun to play. It's fun to beat up on them. The Orange County Soccer Club is in fear of having their home taken away. It's kind of sad. LA Galaxy 2 is trying to box them out and say, hey, we are the only team that can play here. Buy out the rights to any other club playing there. That would include Orange County Soccer Club. So something to keep an eye on, something to voice your support for if you want to continue playing them there. It's something to maybe say, hey, and what's up for, and something that I think generally a lot of us believe in is, having open play and may the best club win, in terms of attendance, in terms of competition. I think anytime that you're boxing people out like that, it's not really a great look on you or on anything else. So good luck, Orange County. Good luck to our friends in the County Line Coalition. And shout outs keep coming. Locals on tour. Literally everybody in Monterey. I alluded to it before. We had some of our audience members here up in Monterey. Good for you guys. And thank you to, I know we had specifically Jorge and a few other locals who live in Texas were able to make it out to the San Antonio match. So pretty cool to have these away matches. Maybe we're not taking points, but we're taking good selfies in the stadiums. That works? No? Okay. Great. So the hosts again from our last pod too, I'm going to give a shout out to. Dylan's here. Cesar can hear me down the street. Cesar, come over, Cesar. Somebody text Cesar. He literally lives like 2 minutes away. And Tony Sanchez, who is right here to my right. So
Wait,
Guest.
am I?
he's guest. Is he? I don't know. So there you go. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, that's our shout outs. The other shout outs and kind of merch related stuff to get to. This is the hot stuff this week is Xavier's scarf. So if you
So
haven't-
hot right now.
If you haven't seen the video yet, Xavier
So good.
is a kid who entered the scarf design competition that I believe the club had and designed a scarf that is pretty freaking cool. It's all of our dream. The beach, balls, soccer, everything's in, and pretty wonderful little kid, just with a great story and a great perspective of his own. So definitely check out the video the club put together. Get more information on Xavier, on kind of the backstory behind the scarf and what's going on there in terms of kind of bringing together the club's mission when they signed with Rady's Children's was to kind of give more voice to stories and kids like this. So there can never be enough support for stuff like this, in my estimation, around the world. So cool stuff that the club's able to give this avenue. We've had so many scarves in the club, but this one I think is still pretty special amongst a lot of different scarves. So cool to see.
I think the meaning behind it is so amazing, and I saw that video that they released, and
Right.
immediately
I'm trying not to steal their thunder. Yeah, it's a great
immediately
video.
bought it. Immediately bought it. I mean, what a great story.
Right.
And we are just so like this is what it's all about, right? When we started this, this not just supporters group, but the community and everything that we're about. It's about something bigger than us. It's about giving back to the community. Something that we were very excited to have Rady's be a part of our jersey and be a part of our journey as well as a club. And this is like a culmination of all of that, and I think it brings it all together. And it's such a strong, positive message. And that kid, Xavier, is so well spoken.
Right.
My
Yeah,
goodness.
he's got a vision. Like you can
He's-
tell he's an artist, a young
cool.
artist, right? Like he's got
awesome.
it. Yeah.
He's
No, but-
awesome.
But like going back to Jerry, the point you just made. Remember when the club told us when Rady's was going to be a part of this? Like it was
Yeah.
a good moment for us. Like that was on one of the
Yes.
many early calls, and it was like, damn, hell yeah, like you guys get it. They're an important member of our community, and it's like the best of the best to contribute to. So
Yeah.
I couldn't. It's somebody put in the chat, it's the best scarf. And I agree.
Right.
I agree. It's so cool. It's such a cool idea that they came up with, and to promote it and sell it like this, it's just so rad.
I'm gonna save everybody here the embarrassment. So I try to use my season ticket holder discount. And they're like, "Hey, nah, not
Yeah,
happening.
not on this one, man.
Don't use it." I was like, "Oh, did I put that in there? It's just saved on my computer. That's probably what happened."
Yeah, just auto.
No, for real.
automatically.
Send me the invoice, and so I just paid the extra $5 or whatever it was. It was all good. But yeah, don't do that. I'm just saving you all the embarrassment. Go and buy
Hey,
one.
yeah.
What?
The children need it.
Do it for
Well,
the
yeah,
kids.
it's actually like it's to benefit Rady's children. The children need it, so don't be a godo like me. Yeah, I know what that means.
What's up? Yeah, that's great cause, great scarf. Again, I can't say enough about this partnership. This is the thing that always excites me the most about this club is their partnership with Rady's in terms of just giving voice to these types of stories, these types of kids, these families that support these kids. I think that's also a huge, important part of the story. Not just the kids themselves, but the families that allow for these moments of magic and giving their kids perspective through what is the most difficult part of their lives usually. So,
Hey, real quick, can
yeah.
I just realized something? It just hit me as I'm looking at the
Yeah.
screen right here. The three of us are wearing all the different jerseys.
yeah, we're
Different
We
jerseys.
literally just noticed that right now.
just modeling.
Steve, go put on your goalkeeper jersey.
Steve, go get it.
Goalkeeper jersey now.
I should.
Activate.
I
Upstairs. I
actually
didn't have time
tried
to
to fit
change.
into Guerrero's jersey.
Yeah.
Not well. Did not go well. Just sit like that there.
Oh man.
They're just all sitting there. I know it's great. The second and a half of recognition before the audience comes on the screen
Yeah.
is something to behold. It's pretty
Yo,
funny, and then they become self-aware.
Andrew, Dylan, Jerry, Tom, and Tay-Tay's legs.
Yeah.
That's what we get to look at.
Give me a little pan to the right there. You can just kind of move the whole thing.
There, that's better.
Yeah, there you go.
Now we can see his beautiful face.
Yeah, now we got Tay-Tay.
Hey.
5 dudes. So we'll be hearing
Five
from
guys.
the five guys.
Five
Later on.
guys.
Go make us some burgers, 5 guys.
Phenomenal. That'd be phenomenal right now.
So one of the kits we don't have here right now is the keeper kits, the black keeper kit. You guys like the black keeper kit, audience? Yeah. See, I know how to pander.
I heard it's for a good cause too.
Yeah, it is also for a good cause. It is. You have to buy in person at match day, though. So that is one of the stipulations. No season ticket member discount, as previously outlined.
Oh, it's not that one.
Meh.
There we go.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't remember. Hold on, really quick. I don't remember any of these buttons. Oh,
It used to be second nature to. Yeah. Whoop
I hate
whoop.
Phoenix.
Oh,
I hate Phoenix.
that one works right now.
I
Yeah.
hate Phoenix. Nick Minute.
Oh, shout out to Nick.
Nick Minute.
Shout out to Nick.
Nick Minute. Nick Duffy would have also been here tonight. He is celebrating his 90th birthday of his gran, which I can.
Oh, I was like, he's what?
I can only think is a grand.
Dude, you need to
Yeah.
watch how you can say that.
I stand for his grand. So I think
there we go.
I think it's a cool thing. So good on you, Nick, for being there.
Yeah, for sure.
Nick Minute.
Okay, there's that one.
Yeah, the locals kit. This is what we've been delaying because it's my job to tell people about it. So yeah, the locals kit is you can see Tom climbing, like literally crawling.
Dude, you're not supposed to point this stuff out. Don't point this stuff out. This people that are listening right now are so confused. If you're still listening,
Pandemonium.
bless you. Bless you.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, these kits, they're coming. We are in production right now. We don't know when production ends and when we get sent the final batch of kits. That can be anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks after production starts to somewhere around 4 to 5 weeks. It has been about 2 weeks, so we're looking at a window right now where we will send you an update. We'll send you an email. We'll send you, something when shipping starts to happen with these kits, so you will be aware. But know that it still will be another week or two. We had some delays in terms of trying to get the production right for you. We went to 2 different factories. We had it almost like a factory off. One of the factories won, and that's the place you're getting your kits from, I guess. So they're going to look beautiful. We've seen some, some really good looking production. So just excited to get them in your hands. It just sometimes takes a little longer than you're expecting, and that's why we thank you for your patience.
You should have been there. It was like that scene in what's that one movie, Anchorman, where they're in the back lot.
Yeah.
Like the two companies that were trying to make our kits. They
Yeah.
just went at it with like,
It was a brawl.
I don't know,
Swords and
harpoons
machetes
They,
and-
and
they fought with like sewing needles and
sewing needles,
Yeah, it was crazy.
color swatches.
yeah, they were just patching each other. Sticky patch. So that was that. But yeah, that's what's going on in kit/merch world, and generally going to run through just a couple things here, one of which being Locals on Tour. We have your next option to do that here in Vegas coming up. Vegas is going to be an awesome trip. It always is. Tom, is that your birthday? It's Tom's birthday. Will be after the trip. He will be in Vegas. So if you want to join Tom on his birthday,
Westgate, Las Vegas.
we'll be staying at the Westgate there. $15 match ticket. Pretty cheap accommodations. Usually you can caravan out with some locals. So it is a pretty good time.
Wait, what day is that?
Pretty inexpensive. That's going to be next weekend, Saturday, September 24th. So not this upcoming weekend against Phoenix, which we'll get to in a second, but September 24th.
Interesting.
I too will be on the road that day. I will be most likely getting into does math and head St. Louis.
So that Friday, putting together my brother's bachelor party. Might have to keep it going to Las Vegas, dude. I don't
Just
know.
keep rolling.
yeah.
Yeah, see you
Do
at
the whole
Cashman
kidnapping
Field.
thing.
Just don't
Just
tell
kidnap
them.
him to Vegas.
Right.
We should.
Yes.
That's a great idea, Tony.
Son orden del
Just like-
jefe.
Yeah.
put a
Just surprise
thing on
him.
just
Yeah,
throw him in the
yeah,
back of a
Dude, I've seen enough Narcos episodes to plan this thing out and make him scared for his life, bro. Let's go.
just like hood him up and
Yeah.
throw him in the back.
Right.
Just like- wrap his legs and just like, we're going to Vegas. Let's go. Yeah. In the back of the van.
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome, man. I didn't realize
Yeah,
this was
Vegas-
happening. I've been gone for so long, y'all not telling me any of this stuff.
Nobody.
Hey,
People
Jerry,
need to message.
you gotta keep tuned
People
in, bro.
stop texting Jerry. We need to text Jerry more.
Dude,
That's
nobody
the
texts me
moral of the
anymore.
story. Yeah.
Hey, I text you.
Oh, you do. And Drew texted me to ask me to be here, but that's about it.
I'm like, hey Jerry, can you do a podcast again?
He's like, oh, hey,
I know you're busy.
I'm leaving. I'm like, what? Yeah, can you be on the podcast? What the?
Hey, could you also be on the podcast?
Nah, he didn't do that. I'm just kidding.
So yeah, thank you.
It was 2 days
Sacramento,
later.
Let Jason know we're trying to make that last match of the season as well as an away trip.
Right.
But please let Jason know. Discord, social media, everything you can.
Yeah, Sacramento, very driving distance. Definitely a place we could go. We saw a lot of people go up to Monterey. So if you are interested in Sacramento, let us know. That way we can kind of push it early. It's usually a critical mass type thing with stuff like this in terms of helping find accommodations or just helping you find a
But
ride,
before-
that kind of stuff.
Before we completely move on from Vegas, we were in Vegas last year, my wife and I, and it was a blast. It was an incredible experience. I know that there's a lot of people in the audience, a lot of people listening, and a lot more people than last year that want to go. But I just encourage you guys to go. The whole trip was just phenomenal.
Nice.
But
It is. It is
Not
just a
going this year.
magical time.
Not going
I think
this
it's you can meet a lot. Yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of soon this year.
Yeah.
There's
Wait, you're not going?
yeah,
Come on,
you
man.
get to meet people. You really get to know people. That's what's great on these trips.
Bring the baby. I heard they're good luck.
Right.
Slots.
Parade them around the casino. They don't know any better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't
I
go,
mean, he could pass for a cosplay, a hangover Jack Galifianakis cosplay.
Yeah, sit her,
Yeah.
sit her at a penny slot and just like take her free drinks that she's supposed to get. Double drinks, bro.
be like,
Come on, man.
sir. Yeah.
She would like a Jack and Coke.
you're a one man wolf pack.
Oh, you don't know.
How old is
We're
she?
doing a
21.
commercial
21 days. 21 days.
She's actually 22. All right.
So I'm gonna get us back on track, and we're getting back on track
Yes,
to
please.
Filipino American Heritage Night,
Oh, that's
which will be the
cool.
final night of the season. So if you're not coming this weekend to Phoenix at home, you will. The next match you could come to would be New Mexico at home, which will be the last match of the season. Again, Tony kind of gave us an ugly preview of what that might look like on the field, but you will get a chance to get an awesome scarf, a Filipino American heritage scarf. For many of us, I myself am not Filipino. I don't have any Filipino people in my direct family, but I've had so many friends growing up, so many people have taught this culture that means so much to them and their families, and is so ingrained as a part of San Diego. I think just as one of the international cultures that has the most influence here regionally. So very exciting to see them get their own night. A lot of people ask, when do I get my own night? To be fair, I don't think your culture has as much influence as Filipino culture has had on this city. So, excited to see that happen. And I think everybody will get a turn at some point, but Paul Nako has done a great job of heading this up with the club. Again, dope scarf design and some great stuff to
shouts.
come out of that. But if you have any friends who are Filipino or are interested in showing off their heritage, that would be a great night to invite them out to a match.
Yeah, man. Mahal kita, Paul.
Yeah.
He knows what that means.
Yeah,
Bring the
bro.
Pinoys and Pinoys over. Absolutely. So, you
Yeah.
know some. Magandang umaga, sayong.
Hey, I know all the
Hey.
bad stuff.
I-
I know all the bad stuff.
My question is, will we have dope ass lumpia? But that's, I'm guessing, a given.
Bro, yeah.
Yeah.
Some pancit.
Right.
Oh, no, some balut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude.
instead of like
Have you?
when we score instead of
Have
beer
you believed
showers,
it
it's just lumpia
I
showers.
have not baluted.
Lumpia just throwing.
Yeah.
Wait, the beer showers? Is that what you're saying?
Instead of
Are
beer
you saying
showers,
let's
it's
throw
showers.
lumpia? Yeah.
What? No,
Relive
dude.
some of Marquez and Pacquiao fights, even the one that got robbed. Marquez got robbed.
Word.
No, but I went to Montgomery High School, so it's a big Filipino community, and it's such a huge community. Not just in San Diego, it's Mira Mesa. They're in.
Hey, Paradise Hills, right next to National City. That's pretty much.
That's true, Paradise Hills. Yep.
Yep.
I mean, I'm in Spring Valley, so yeah, it's like
It's right there. In
it,
between.
it's such a big community that I have yet to see. I want to see more and more of that game. So I think it's great that that Paul has been working with the club, and I know that the club has been trying to figure out when to do this. And man, the scarf is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful scarf. So
Yeah.
make sure you're there.
No, it's something I've always loved as being Bridge Barcata is that it does speak to people who don't even know what Bridge Barcata is yet. They go Barcata, and you're like, what? And they're like, what is that? You're like, oh
It's a
no, it's
Filipino
not.
word.
It's not. It's
It's a
not what you
Tagalog
think
word.
it is. We're not, gangbangers. We play soccer. That's pretty much it. But
You're
it's
gangbangers, shut
we bang shots. I'll say that. Yeah. So yeah, that's us. Yeah, that's. I'm gonna stay away from that. I'm gonna walk around the corner, breathe.
You can say that now. No one knows where you live, and you're leaving. So
That's right. Yeah, it's true. But drumline practice is the other thing I'd love to shout out. Wednesdays, Balboa Park. Typically look on Discord. Should be either tomorrow or the following week. Seems to be either every Wednesday or every other Wednesday. But Adrian's doing it pretty consistently now. So reach out to Adrian Delgado or again check your Discord and your local listings as a local or as a Chavo. great place to check is your Discord. So
Local listings.
your
Love
local
that.
listings.
I love that.
Locals listings. So yeah, let's dance around us. We've gotten to it. We've taken what will be our longest podcast of this new season so far. But let's get to Phoenix and take this on real quick.
Nick Manette.
I hate Phoenix.
I don't know which
None
the
of that.
buttons mean. I hit a button.
Just keep
Jerry's letting me
going.
push the buttons. They're
That
in front
one?
of.
Is that the
Yeah.
one you were trying to
No, I
hit?
was trying to get the I hate Phoenix.
Oh,
I hate Phoenix.
The one button we didn't press.
it's the yellow one
You know, yellow Phoenix.
because they're PP colored.
Yeah, they are. That makes sense. So yeah, that's how we feel about Phoenix. Generally, they have had a terrible season. They fired their coach.
Yeah.
They are on
The
course to
audience,
not.
the audience of the MVP right now.
Yeah,
MVPs right there.
there we go. But yeah, we don't like Phoenix guys. Like we don't like them. We want them to
hate
lose.
Phoenix.
We want them to lose all their games. I hit Jerry accidentally. Yeah, we just don't want to. We don't want any of this, right? Like that's the end story of this. How do we feel going into this weekend, though? Is it we feel like we play them well, so we will play them? That's your preview right there. I don't know if we can add to that. Do you guys have technical ideas to add to this? Anyway?
They suck harder than we have been sucking, in which case then we come out ahead.
That's. I don't know if you guys heard that. Tay with the
He hopes we suck less than they suck.
so that we come up. on
That's
top.
fair.
Yes,
That's fair.
I think that's
fair.
So far this year, that's been on par.
Just things to kind of
Yeah, I mean-
keep in mind.
I mean the
Other thing, I just. You saw you?
¿Qué?
You saw you?
You're not muted.
Oh, well.
Sí, se oye.
guess that makes sense. That makes sense now.
Tony keeps looking.
I actually have a podcast with that same equipment.
No jodas.
Yet, like,
Tony thinks that we've been muting him the whole
Yeah,
time,
he
like
thinks
a
that he's been
child.
muted the whole time.
no, but San Diego loyal face of Phoenix side that are gonna have they have a new manager. The manager left Oakland Roots the game before Oakland Roots beat San Diego Loyal, so the formula's there for him. He built that team. He has some other interesting pieces now. So, I mean, if they really want to, they can kind of just play with the formula that Oakland kind of brought up and make it complicated for San Diego Loyal. And, it's going to be a charged game. Just energy is going to be, pretty high, just regardless of what happens. It's just Phoenix. We just don't like Phoenix in general. It's just a terrible place to be and sand just everywhere. They have sandstorms, like pretty bad. Like not the type, but like it's
I like the song.
tough song. But it'll be a tough match. Like I don't think there's any easy games left. And if they really want to go ahead and make that playoff push and be the San Diego Loyal side that they say they want to be, then you got to go ahead and prove it and stop the bleeding. And this is a good place for them to do that.
100%.
Well, I'll also say that like this has also been a quote unquote rivalry, whether you consider it one or not. And people get up for their rivals, man. Like, and I wouldn't say that there's still not talent in that team. Yeah, they've been tumultuous, they've been hit or miss, but there's no doubt they're gonna come here and they're gonna bring it. So, the other thing I'll say is that when we've been in a skid before earlier this season, we had that big road trip and we couldn't really get points. That first home game, we came out firing. So I think this team really matters to play at home. And I think that hopefully with the skid we've been on, this next home match will kick us out of that. I hope so.
Well, and to be fair, I think every time that Loyal plays at home with, with the locals, with Chavos, with Rainbow Loyals on their back, I think they play a lot better than they normally do. And so being at home is going to be a big advantage. Hopefully they take that to catapult the next two away games, right? But it's going to be a tough one regardless because we don't really know. Like, we haven't faced this Phoenix team yet. And I'd like to think that we are better. The last two games maybe haven't shown it, but I think I agree with Tay. I think it's may the less sucky team win. Like, that's kind of where we are right now currently because we don't know anything better. So we'll see. I'm hopeful.
Plus, we beat them in Phoenix earlier this season, so that's going to be extra motivation, right?
Right.
They're not going to like that. They're going to want to come to our house and beat us, especially with us on the precipice of kind of clinching a home playoff game. They're going to want to not let that happen while we play them. So, yeah.
Tay-Tay's modeling the Silly Pint, which are still available from thelocalsSG.com.
Hey, we can't really
Don't put colored juices in. He said they'd stain it. So that's a good pro tip for anybody with a Silly Pint. Silly Pints are for silliness only.
Just beer.
Yes.
Just beer.
Just
Just how
silliness.
Micah said he
Just
didn't mind,
beer.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah,
But you know what we have, Steve, that they don't have? We have Baby Aaliyah. Baby Aaliyah will make her loyal debut.
Oh.
Brandon's baby. So loyal
Hey.
babies in the house. We're gonna bring that baby power. So congrats, Brandon, again on having your child now be able to attend. That'll be kind of the fun next step
be dope.
after you cloak them in the scarf after they're born in the baby picture, and then the next step is eventually getting that larva to where they have feet. And then
Larva?
they can attend-
Dude, I'm going to miss you so much.
Hey,
Hey, Sam's got a good take on the game. The most dangerous animals hurt
well,
head on.
if Tony wasn't here, I was gonna say, guess who out of the three of us is not a father? Calling
Babies
kids
larva. They're larvae until they start to have kind of.
Wow, dude,
I
call
don't
my
know.
kid larva.
They go from
punch you in the
larvas to
face.
human.
No, your babies aren't larvae. They got hair. They're fine now.
Sorry. Wow, this is taking a weird turn.
Well,
I mean, the WNBA considers them a season-ending injury. So
wow.
Damn. Jeez.
Hot.
All right.
That's a hot take right there on the
That was-
WNBA women's sports. That's what you come to the locals for. Is generally these types of takes. So
That was
thank you, Tony. Yeah, I think generally Phoenix is going to be a match. I don't have much to add. I don't think that there is that unstoppable force, unmovable object, but like the losing version. So the idea is
very
like
movable objects.
a very movable
Very
object
stoppable force.
and a very stoppable force. And we'll see which one wins. I think that's my take. I think we're at home. We have the advantage. We should win. That's what almost makes it worse if we get into kind of trouble, right? So if we're not up by halftime or tied, I think that's where we're all going to be like, ooh, what's going to happen? So
Yeah, I mean, then again, we've come out many times this season with a huge burst of energy right at the precipice of the second half, right at the start of the second half. So like, I agree with you, but at the same time, I'm almost like a 65th minute guy at this point. If we're not really looking good by the 65th, 70th minute, that's when I start to like cringe a little bit.
right.
Yeah.
And
But
the
I
subs are
agree.
made late here. We made
I agree.
Vassal as an early sub last game. That was kind of a departure
Yeah.
of form. Some we haven't seen a lot. So maybe they're learning. Maybe they are trying stuff. They did acknowledge they've tried new stuff in practice as well. So I'm happy to see that they've kind of gone that route. And Nate said on Tony's show, they fixed it.
They fixed it. He said he fixed it. Chiba asked
It
him
didn't
point
look
blank.
fixed in San Antonio, but I think maybe they can get it right here at home and get it
Yeah.
going there. So, any other thoughts on Phoenix, guys? Otherwise, we'll move to the wrap and then the lounge.
It's going to be an interesting game. I think everybody needs to show up. What I'm hoping is it doesn't become a ref show. That's
Yeah.
the one
Right.
thing that can really mess this up, and we've seen that happen before.
Especially
when it
with
comes to
Phoenix.
these rivalry games, especially that there's something that surrounds these games. Like that loyal Phoenix game is always one of those games that anything could happen. Like
Literally. Yeah.
literally anything could happen. I mean, we have Benito in town, dude. What if Bad Bunny shows up and just starts doing some crazy WWF moves?
Guess
know,
what?
on the
We got our
refs-
Benito with Brandon.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he is Bad Bunny.
Ah,
Bad Brandon.
Bad Brendan. It's gonna be interesting. I'm just, whatever happens. I think you guys will have a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I can't make it. You guys probably know why.
He's
But
with the Juez.
I'm gonna be rooting for 2 wins. I'm gonna be rooting for 2 sellouts that night
Yeah.
against 2 rivals. That's what I want.
damn straight.
Because it's gonna show San Diego as a soccer city, and I'm really excited for that. But it's a really important match, and I'm excited to see Loyo kind of step it back up, especially for the last 4 games. You have to. They have no choice.
Yeah, bro.
They have absolutely no choice. So
Yeah, I mean, if we go limping into the playoffs again,
yeah, no,
that's not a good sign,
can't do it.
because we have the talent to really, if we're riding into the playoffs, we have the talent to run it all. But if we limp in, there's no chance.
Is there a reason? Like, at what point did we get to now where what are you doing? That's not Tony.
I blew it. I was trying to give Tony a name. I was trying to. Tony's been the guest the whole time, so I was just trying to make it Tony.
I've been muted the whole time. I'm guess.
No, you
And then,
haven't
and then I
been
made
muted.
Steve Tony. So for people watching, they saw Steve became Tony for 2 seconds. Sorry, that you weren't supposed to see that.
What
but
was it
Jerry
like,
called it
Steve?
out.
Tell the people it wasn't everything.
We're coming in for a smooth
Wait,
landing.
Tony, you
here
want
on
president?
This,
You want
this
president?
episode. Yeah.
As I was saying, no, like at what point in the season did we get here where we are now basically 2021 all over again? Like that's what it feels like. Weren't we kind of like in the same place right now?
Yeah.
More
Jack-
games.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
relying on Jack Blake and him coming back and being in form, and the team was doing very well. He was doing very well. His form was up, but then he missed a couple games, and I think we saw how important he was in that lineup. And it's very recently too, but I
Yeah.
mean, just the consistency hasn't been there throughout the whole year. Like, yeah, you get a couple of games strung in there, but overall, there's some games that you're like, well, this should be a tie. You should get points out of this, and those just keep happening over and over again.
Well, there's that, but then actually, Drew and Steve, I have this question for you guys, and Tony, you can jump in because I think I kind of feel that I know what you would say on this question. Do we start at this point? Let's look at the last game and how they played. Do we start blaming coaching? Because, come on, why was Guido taking that penalty? I think we all agree on this one. Like that
I'll
was
say- I'll say
that
this.
was a Charlie. That should have gone to Charlie. Adams.
Yeah.
But I'll say this. We had a PK problem earlier.
The audience agrees.
But we had a PK problem earlier in the season, right? We had a PK problem earlier in the season. Kyle missed one. Other people missed one, and Guido stepped up that one match, and he buried it. He just buried it. And we were all saying, okay, well, Guido's got to be the PK taker. And Guido was the PK taker, and he took that PK, and it was terrible, right? So he earned it, and then he should have unearned it, right? That's fine with me. I'm okay with that. But I don't know.
So you put him in a bit of
I'm hit or miss on Charlie. I think Charlie is, he's the set piece guy, but half the time it goes in the wall or way over, or it's a huge miss.
Penalties are different, though.
I don't know.
I think
I get it,
it's
yeah.
different. I think
get
he,
it.
he
And
has
of course, you
the,
your striker
yeah.
taking him, right? But Kyle missed 2 a couple earlier in the
Yeah.
season, and when you miss 2, that's not a good sign.
He missed him bad too.
Yeah, so I don't disagree with the decision that Guido took the penalty. I just think it was a terrible penalty.
I think it was a bad decision because so many of us would prefer that Charlie take it at this point.
Well, that was one example.
That's fair, that's
Also,
fair.
the starting lineup
Fair.
didn't feel right to me. Like there was a couple of
Why
moves in there.
wasn't Kyle playing?
Okay, so
If he
see,
could
that's
sub
what
in,
I'm
if he could
saying.
sub in
So
in the 30th minute, he could
there
have
was a
started.
few things that I saw there where I was like,
Yeah.
are we really trying new things out with 5 games left in the season? Like, is that
Yeah.
what we're doing?
Right.
That's what when I first saw that lineup, I was like, I don't know what's going on here.
But Adams is so key to what we're doing. You've seen he got his call up with we didn't get a touch on this yet, but Kyle Adams got a call up to New Zealand's national team.
So
So
he
good
will.
on you, mate.
He'll be
And that's
missing a couple games, I'm assuming.
at some point.
Yeah.
Hopefully not crucial in the playoffs, but could be. Yeah, I mean but that shows that he is a top performer in our defense at this point. And I think that's when he's out, we just can't track runs in behind. We struggle mightily on balls in the air and balls sent in behind. And so that's what you got to watch. And that's,
But they fixed that.
We fixed it. We found a problem.
Oh, hey, Weston's in the chat.
Oh, sorry.
So, anyways, so that's how a bill becomes a law, James.
Guys, actually, Ricardo's been in the backyard the whole time, and he's coming.
Oh, I don't care. I'll say Ricardo. I'll say it to his face.
Yeah, that's all right. He
Yeah,
would
I
have.
will say it to your face.
Yeah, he would have been if I had invited him.
No,
I didn't.
but to the Kyle point, Kyle has been without yeah, he's been incredible this year. He's been amazing. There's no doubt about that. He's always there to cut the ball out, big headers, big clearances. I'm super happy for him to be called to the national team. Obviously, I hope it doesn't hurt us too much, but I think I'm more stoked for him as a person than I am worried about us as a team.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things where we'll see. We got everybody kind of back in this week. We have our best chance to go and take our season back right in front of the people we dislike the most. So win, triumphant. Tie, still don't know how to feel. Lose, you'll feel like you lost the whole season almost. So it's going to be a fun weekend either way. As Jerry said, things going around all around town. We'll talk about that a little bit in the lounge. As for the Phoenix match, though, just remember Now, no bums this game, so we will have a Coronado pregame, and that'll be around kind of 4-ish, whenever you want to roll in there, 4:30. Then the March to the Match will be at 6:30 at the Fountain, as per usual. So we will see you there this Saturday, and otherwise we will see you on the next Loyal Locals podcast. However, the couple things I want to get to is just the other thing. Man of the Match, 70th minute. I always forget this when I'm hosting. Man of the Match, 70th minute in our Discord. I say Discord a million times on the show, but I always forget that you need to vote for your Man of the Match. Otherwise, you can't complain that somebody else won. So vote where you can in that moment. And then to really kill this tonight for the show, I really appreciate everybody being here, for everybody showing up in person, for Steve joining us online. And being here, we will roll into a lounge where we'll discuss a lot of stuff. I was saying Jerry's events across town this weekend. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about that. Maybe we'll talk about favorite and least favorite Drew moments in Locals history.
Oh boy, there's a lot of
Do we have
We'll be here all night. Oh no! Oh no! We're gonna need some more beers for that one. And then, yeah, I would urge everyone, if you are not going to Vegas, to give a little look at the 5K run. Randy Hernandez is helping coordinate this with Radies. There is a run that morning as well. Just an announcement I didn't get to, but I just want to make sure people are sorry. It's a St. Jude walk and run. Even more important, childhood cancer. Not that anything is more important than anything else, but this is just one of the most important. You should drop what you're doing and go participate if you can. Obviously, if you're in Vegas, it's hard to do from there, but if you are still in town, give that a look. So Randy Hernandez, our great local, is a person to reach out to for that. Otherwise, thank you, everybody, for joining and listening this long in what has been our longest episode this season, but this would have been a short episode for us in a previous season, actually. That's
Yeah, for sure.
the funny thing.
Before we totally close, though, I just want to say thank you, Drew, for everything. This supporters group wouldn't be the same without you. I could probably do a 5-minute speech, but I know you're trying to close, so I just wanted to sneak in here and say thank you. I love you. We will miss you dearly, and know that we will keep things going, but we'll miss you a lot, for sure.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to do a 5-minute speech. When I first mentioned, I'm just kidding. I won't do that. But no, same thing for me, man. Thank you so much for inviting me back. And, we'll talk about it more and get more into it in the lounge. But
For sure.
If it wasn't for you, I don't think that the Locals would be what it is right now. Like, not even close. So thank you for all your hard work. I know that, there was a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of conversations that we've had, a lot of working on this where we all have full-time jobs and you just put your heart and soul and everything that you had into this. And I'm just so thankful for you. I think we all are. And, thank you, man. Thank you for everything, dude.
Yep.
It's not like I'm saying goodbye or anything, but
No, we're just saying
you'll
so
be
long for
back.
now. Yeah.
you're always going to be a local, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
So
I'll be extra local.
extra.
Yep.
Thanks, guys. I love you guys. You know that it's my love for you as friends, as brothers, that helps sustain a lot of this. And you know that it's the love for the people and the love for this community that's, otherwise you don't do this. It's just that simple. It's really about the people and about the cause. So can't say more than that. Otherwise, if you now want to get involved in the podcast, there's openings. So let's know. So
Close us out,
shameless
Drew.
plug.
Close
If
us
somebody
out.
else wants to do some work or help out with leadership, you don't have to dive in and be the art director tomorrow, but you can dive in and, hey, who helps set up this? Or I just like to paint, who helps coordinate mixing paints, that kind of stuff. Jump in, help, let people know. That's how I got started with this, was literally showing up and said, hey, who do you want to collect signups for this? That's how I started, and then eventually became vice president of this group when it was 4 people just talking in a group. So that's how it happens. So just step up and say, hey, what little thing can I do today that I like doing? And I like these people, and keep doing it. And that's how I got here, and always be around and always here to help, but not here as physically. A big hug to the room, I guess. We'll close out this very hugful edition.
It's happening.
Good, Jerry. Yeah.
This has been the Loyal Locals
No,
podcast.
pinch his nips.
We'll see you in the lounge where there'll be less groping.
Any day, go for